And the talk is Ethics and the Cost of Moral Tech Debt. Welcome on stage.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. Thanks for sticking around until almost the end of the conference. This is a relatively, I would say, a little bit too content-heavy presentation, especially for a 15-minute talk, but I'll try to cover as much as possible. And the content is meant also to be reusable after that, so whoever is interested can download the slides after that. So my context and my motivation. As I was presented, my name is Iancho. I come from Sofia, Bulgaria. And who I am, I love music, I play the piano, I love tennis, I play tennis. Those are my two passions. I started with programming when I was around 12, 13 years old. And professionally, I went through almost everything around the software engineering. So software engineer, architect, team lead, project manager, technical project manager, manager of managers, etc. And about 15 years ago, I went to the dark side and started dealing with business, with sales. And I work for a software engineering company called Avenga. We are a 6,000 people company, and my role there is Vice President of Technology, which means that I am responsible for taking care of our clients in technology area, like IBM, VMware, SAP are our clients, and also acquiring new clients in this area. So here I am, a sales guy, talking about ethics on a free software conference. So why care about, the plan for today is why care about ethics, what is it from my point of view, and what we can do about it. Famously, Mark Andreessen, the founder of Netscape, said a long time ago that software is eating the world in all sectors. This is true. I'm not sure how much every one of us understand how true is it today. Everywhere where you look, everything material, and also almost everything that is not material in our world, somehow software played a role in it. So I also very often talk to colleagues that kind of feel that we people in the software engineering industry, we are special because of the good salaries, because of the high standard and this and that. But I always argue that we are nothing more than teachers, than lawyers, than doctors. On the other hand, with this great power of us doing software that actually nothing can happen without software nowadays. We have also great responsibility, and we are quite very special. A little bit about the cost of moral tech debt, the cost of taking unethical or wrong decisions in our work. We chatted with a colleague, co-speaker that would be on the next session, a little bit, and he's from Izmir originally. So probably you remember in Izmir, relatively long time ago, there was a big earthquake and a lot of buildings collapsed in Turkey and in Turkey, and a lot of people lost their lives. So we understand why it was wrong for building companies, construction companies, the architects, the designers of those buildings, why it was wrong that they cut corners. They used bad materials, they made wrong design decisions, etc. It costed lives. But do you understand it about us as software people? A few examples, Dieselgate. So Volkswagen actually created a software to understand that a car is being checked by regulators at this moment, and it decreased 40 times the emissions so that this regulation tests passed. But it's not Volkswagen only. I mean, there were some software engineers that agreed to do something like this. So this thing was deliberately created. Same with Facebook and Cambridge Analytica. So this quiz app that collected information about people that did it, but also of their friends, again used APIs that were done, and it was known that they can allow something like this. I can give you an example from, so collecting data, and after that using it for micro-targeting and changing people's minds about elections and this and that. I can give you an example in my experience. To our company, a potential client came to us, by the way, interestingly enough, through open source community because we were very, very strong in smart home. So he came to request a software that is automating the lights handling on office desks of people. And there were features like interesting, but we couldn't understand why somebody why a building corner or an office, a company will pay money for something that will adjust the lights on the desks of people automatically, like they cannot do it with their hands. And after going through the requirements, we understood at the end that actually what he wants is to provide a functionality to track how much time people spent on their desks, which was crazy. I mean, of course we said no, and told him to find another way to do this thing, which we believe is wrong. The same for Boeing. You remember 2 planes crashed, and again, the pressure from the competition made Boeing cut corners in making the new plane quicker to the market because of the pressure from competition also, and knowingly to rely on a single sensor for a specific function that actually led to no redundancy and to those 2 crashes, and a lot of people lost their lives. And many others. So again, from this perspective, I hope the answer to the question, why should we care about ethics, is clear. Software quietly runs the world, and we hold power, so we'd better ship reliability from all senses. What is it? There are many definitions, etc. The origination of the word comes from ancient Greek times, but this is the one that I really like the most. So the difference between what you have a right to do and what is really right to do. So the gray area where something might be legal, but it's not exactly the right thing to do. Yeah, why is it a hard topic? As consultants say, because it depends. Because what is right and wrong, different people see it differently. So it's all about the perspective. A few examples of why perspective matters. This is Prince William. This picture went to the newspapers. But actually, it was just a perspective. So this is what he did, and this is how it looked like. Another couple of images that clearly show why perspective is important, and this is why it is a hard topic. And the other reason is that it hurts. I mean, everybody can take the right decisions when everything is all right, but when you will pay for it somehow, and well, it will hurt, actually, this is the moment that it shows whether you stick to your principles. So a few examples of ethical dilemmas and hard choices that we not usually, but it happens for software engineers and software people that we are facing, and hard choices we have to take. Probably the most important one, the cases where balancing client needs, business goals, and societal impact is hard. So where do you make the compromise in such situations? Situations where your company or the client wants you to create addictive design, to design your software in a way that people get addicted to it, and this can lead to social isolation, health issues, etc. Another one is manipulative design. So actually, on purpose, one example is on purpose do very hard processes for somebody unsubscribing or tricking people into misleading consent options. I'll just quickly scroll through the rest. Surveillance and privacy. So what is the balance again between abuse of power, but also allowing the functionalities that you need to provide. Of course, algorithmic and AI bias and ethical use of AI. This one also, like the previous, protecting sensitive data while still delivering the necessary functionality that deals with that you need sensitive data for. How much security? The question of all questions. So how much security is enough? And also when to disclose a vulnerability when you understand about it, because you've heard for a lot of banks, insuring companies that actually disclosed that there was a leak 48 hours after they understood it. Yeah, the last one that is relevant here, not that it is very recent, but yeah, there are quite a few people going into the direction of ethical source licensing. So, which is not open source, because basically you decline to provide rights for this software to be used for purposes that you don't agree with. Structuring ethics within codes of ethics, this is probably the most popular one, but it has been for a while, and I would say didn't date well. There are quite a lot of companies that structure their codes of ethics in a quite good way. Not that those are like all examples that I really find good, but it's a nice thing that yeah, you have I don't know, a 15-page document, but it also makes it easy for employees to say, okay, if you don't know if in your situation you are in such a situation that you should consider ethics, just answer those questions to yourself, and if one of them is yes, the answers, then probably you need to react. So what is ethics about? According to me, it's about caring and having empathy towards people, no matter if it's your clients, your employees, your colleagues, your partners, and society. Recognizing that you're in a situation where actually you have a hard choice to do, and something might be legal, but still you need to make your choice whether this is right or wrong, and then choosing the right thing to do when it hurts. So what can we do about it? There are 3 sections here. I'll just go through the first notes on every one of them in terms of time. So what can we do personally? In many cases, software engineers and software people don't always get the look at the big picture. So unless being able to understand the big picture, not the Jira or GitHub tasks that you wake up and you need to do today, but understanding what you are doing and what you are creating as a product and what their potential implications could be is crucial. Unless you do this, you cannot really have a say and even understand that you're in a tough situation. Speak up, say no, even if nobody else does. And yeah, dig deeper into the topics of ethics. Choose your next employer based on this. Of course, nobody would go to a company that they know that it is that they have unethical practices. But do a step further. The interview is a bidirectional process. When you get interviewed, ask about ethics. And the simplest way to do this is to ask a question like, what was the last time you had a tough situation where doing the right thing on the company level was about to hurt the company, and what did you do? So just ask for an example. At our companies, ultimately, in order for ethics to be a thing, it should come before profits and growth. Promote the topic internally, get management attention, and also get management commitment. One very good practice is to include ethics questions around ethics in the company assessment survey, the yearly assessment surveys, to ask employees whether they feel comfortable speaking up, whether they feel comfortable whistleblowing if necessary, etc. And beyond ourselves and our companies, spread the word and raise awareness, share, discuss with peers, do a meetup or a conference sessions like you're now at one. I'm very happy to see that there were many sessions that related to ethics on this conference. Yeah, engage with ethics-related communities, initiatives in the community. So time for wrap-up and bungee jumps. I can give you one final thing from myself. It is my way of coping in making the right thing in a tough situation. So I don't think people, I mean, when I was younger, I thought that people are good and bad. I'd rather say now that people are equally good. I mean, people understand what is right and wrong the same way, but they have different levels of being strong or weak. So how strong you are, what is your limit beyond which you would not do the right thing? So how much hurt you can get before you say, okay, I'll do a compromise. So what helps me to make the right decisions is to actually two things. So first thing is you need to understand that you are in a situation that's 30 seconds. So you need to understand that you're in a situation that is of this type, where you will be tempted, you will be lured to do the easy thing and either cover up or be silent or not do the right thing. So the only thing is that you need to understand you're in such a situation. And then the second thing is you decide that you make your mind that in such situations you will do the right thing when you're sober, like now. I mean, you are not emotional, you're not stressed, you say, I will behave like this. And then when you understand that you're in such situation, the only thing you do is that you do the first step mechanically. So you don't let yourself think, should I do this or should... No, you just do the first step mechanically. If you're in a meeting and somebody is being harassed or not treated well, you just pick up mechanically saying, this is wrong. Or if you're thinking to hit the send button on an email to say something, you don't dwell on it, you just hit the send button. And then, so this is the metaphor of bungee, because I don't think anybody goes to do a bungee jump with the idea that, okay, I'll go, and when I'm there, I'll decide if I do it. No. I mean, the people, I think they go, especially for their first, second, third time, they go and they do mechanically the first step. And this is how it happens. So, yeah, thank you very much. Remember, we are very special. Yeah, be strong and make that bungee step when you have to. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Iancho.